that individual attacks their cow. You know, most oftentimes when you see how they rear their cow, how they take them into the farmlands, you know, in order to feed them, destroying most of this plants and foods that are being planted for consumption. Most of these farmers actually make their livelihoods from this crops that they plant. You know, we see most of these herdsmen, you know, get into particular community and break whatever we may call it in that instance. It's just been an escalating situation going on in the country. Well, I'd love to get your thoughts on this, what you have to say concerning this, please.
But what I think is happening here is that the value of lives in this country is beginning to dive as the days go by, and that's because the government has appeared not to be so interested about the quality of lives first of its citizens.
Okay.
How can we be reporting that about 20 persons died from a clash in one community in one state, and then we're having the president of the country and possibly the governor too of that state to be in the National Rock last night enjoying breaking Ramadan fast, the breaking fast with the president, and then we're moving on as if nothing happened? If this were to be in the United States, the kind of attention the media will give it, you will see the president coming down to ground zero, coming down to the scene of the incident, coming down to, you see how it will be a national effort, national attention. We're talking about 20 human beings dying. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, and then yesterday about 8 persons dying. I said, not even the government, the attention is just like as if nothing is happening. So these things will continue to happen like this until we have a government that cares so much about the lives of its citizens. Because the approach our government and the attention our government exerts in instances like this will either make it to continue to happen or stop it immediately. If government has given so much attention to this incident that to the extent that the president makes a comment on it, does something about it, the governor of that state is there, you see the immediate attention will be there. The whole Nigeria will stand still for this incident. You will see that the perpetrators of this act solutions will come out. This issue will be addressed. The other laws will be passed or actions will be taken, and then people will be called to order. The others who attack communities, you see there will be measure. Quick fix will immediately come about because these things happen, and then everybody to your destiny and to your tents, O Israel, as they always say. So tomorrow, as you can see, by tomorrow and next, this matter is forgotten. The elders will go to another community and they reckon again. Nothing happens.
Why do you think that it has not been addressed up till now?
Why it has not been addressed up till now? Because Nigerian government, from the governor of, I'm even shocked that this thing happened. The only thing, the highest thing we hear is the police. The police PIO making the comment on it. Not even the local government chairman, not even the governor. Of which I am very sure that if you check the dinner the president had yesterday with all the state governors, on those state governor local yesterday will be there in that Aso Rock, enjoying with the president. When communities, people in the community are dying in that number, 20%, death of 20% is not a joke. That should be reported, and then there will be this kind of very minimal attention. So that's why these things keep on happening. Like I said, if these things happen and the attention is given, and this issue will be naturally escalated, and then responses will come, solutions will come, you know, and then from the solutions, you see, it will be difficult for the people. Those who did this thing will definitely be apprehended, and the punishment will follow. It will now stop others from replicating it. Okay, but these things happen, and then it goes almost unnoticed. That's why it will happen again. That's why before this mood maybe runs and you hear again to another clash in another community in another state where herdsmen go and hack people's life, you know, and all of that. Over imagine what animal will eat is now taking the lives of human beings. I've seen how many times when government talk about bringing grazing reserves and all of that. What all those things that Buhari government is and all of that, grazing routes and all of that. What and then some state governments started enacting bans on open grazing and all of that. The other day I was coming back from this airport road. We are all stuck on traffic waiting for cows to leave the road. Where there's an anti-open grazing law in Rivers State not being enforced. So I think the attention the government has not given to this incident is why they are still happening and why they may continue to be happening. Let government be alive to their responsibilities and see that it is just a chaos waiting to happen if herders are allowed to rear their farms openly from one community or one location to another, because between this location is one location to another are farms, people's houses. People who definitely want to protect their farms. How do you contain animal that doesn't have sense from entering your farm without having to harm the animal, the owner of the animal not coming to attack you? Why do these things happen and no arrest is made? We didn't hear that the police had arrested anybody. You know, is it so easy to kill people and then you just go, everything just happen like that? So the summary is that the value of life in this country is coming down too much. And something needs to be about
you made mention about us waiting for the right leader to emerge. You know, don't you think has been a way too long waiting for the right person to actually take drastic measures, just like you stated here? And I also want to get your thoughts on it's like if you look at the present-led administration and the way the issue of insecurity has been tackled, do you think it has been been taken in a necessary move that it's supposed to? Do you think the issue of insecurity is increasing or it has reduced?
Well, I think it's neither here nor there, if you ask me, because the same incidences are happening under Buhari's administration. Are still happening these days. Though you hear news about military onslaught on insurgents one a day after the other. But these incidents of kidnapping people, killing, herders, farmers clashes, they still occur, and nothing appears to be, in my opinion, be done about it. We still don't have a clear-cut policy on some of these things. We may say that there is reduction in the number of this group that came out under banditry.
Okay.
But you know, the Lakarawa that came out, okay, which is a new thing on that thing. It's difficult to say because their news is always almost every week they strike. You see very horrible videos of their terror on human beings on our soil and all of that. So I think the government needs to be much more aggressive in their approach to security of lives and property.
Okay.
There have been issues of setting up state policing. We don't know where the Tinubu's government is on it. Recently we heard that they wanted the vice president was calling state government to make their final inputs about state policing. Where are they on the state policing? But I feel that Nigeria is undersecured and largely under policed. I believe that if we have state police properly structured and properly insulated from the vagaries of politics, it will serve more to secure our people than we currently have, where somebody sits in Abuja and determines who secures somebody in River State that's so many thousands of miles away, and then you remove the police commissioner, the police officer at will when you don't even know the terrain. You bring somebody here before the person understands River State. 2, 3, 4 months, you remove the person, you bring another person who is a total, maybe a total stranger to the place, and the person has started learning and all that. So security is just neither here nor there. So if something can be done with respect to promulgating this state policing and having it constitutionalized and operational in Nigeria, I think it will help us. It will help us, and it may help the states owning the security of the lives of their people.
Okay.
Yes, not when it happens. Of course, the governor will tell you it is a security issue. Security issue is not his hand. It's the chief security officer in the world, not in practice, because he doesn't give directive to the police commissioner. And again, where you have most times you have people who are not indigenous of the state being in charge of the police of that state. You see that it may be difficult for the commissioner to do more if the assailants and the aggressors are people of his own kind. Okay, so if you have the indigenous of a state protecting their state, securing their state, it will be difficult for strangers or people who are not from that state to be allowed into their state to make trouble. Because you see the passion will not be the same. Because you see people trying to secure their own, knowing fully well that in this state where I come from, my family probably is here, my mother is here, my cousins, my nephews, my nieces, and all, they are here. So if I allow this to happen, it may affect me personally.
Yeah.
But when you have somebody from another state, maybe from the north, policing the state, and then the person wouldn't care any less if such a thing is going on, especially if the people are people of his kind, either in terms of region or religion. So state police is actually a very good way to go, but it has to be done in such a way that the system must be insulated from the nuances of politicians and politics.
Thank you on that, Barrister Ferdinand. President Bola Tinubu has declared that his fuel subsidy removal policy is yielding the desired results as prices are gradually declining. The president also asserted that investors are increasingly showing interest in the Nigerian economy, a development he attributed to the removal of fuel subsidies, a policy introduced on 29th May 2023. Tinubu made these remarks on Monday while inaugurating the National Youth Council at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Addressing the youth, Tinubu emphasized that while politicians will always be politicians, true leadership is about fostering development that benefits future generations. He urged Nigerian youth to take advantage of the opportunities being created by the government, particularly in the ICT sector, to contribute to national development. When we removed the fuel subsidy, we were securing a future for generations yet unborn, Tinubu emphasized. We weren't told about this when you asked me. Well, last we checked, the words that were used is a light after the tunnel. We did not know that the fuel subsidy removal was for the benefit of the future generation yet unborn. Well, I'd love to get your thoughts on this. Do you agree with the statement made by the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Well, I know that I bought fuel yesterday at over 960 naira per litre. Before Tinubu came to office, I bought fuel less than 250 litre. Every other thing that was sold in this country before Tinubu came to power in May 29, 2023 is every other thing is still 4, 5 times, 6 times more expensive than it is. So I don't think Nigerians are getting any better deal from his administration. Much more the youth. this jackpot syndrome is still very much alive. People are still making all moves to run away from the country because the economy is not friendly. If fuel price went from less than 250 to 1,250, and now it's just coming down to 1,000, less than 1,000. It's above 960, and you say something is good, is getting well. I don't think something is getting well. I think our suffering is just being reducing, not as it increased. Yes, our suffer increased from 10 to 70 under Tinubu. So maybe if it is reducing now, it is just reducing from that 70 down to 68, 60, from that 70 to 68, 66 or 65. So our suffering level was 10. He became president. Our suffering level left 10 and around to 70. And now it's just coming down to 66 and you're blowing your trumpet. I don't think there's any trumpet that needs to be blown.
Oh, okay.
I think you should focus more.
Trying to say that
focus more
according to
and let the youth have the gains of this subsidy movement, because they're not seeing it.
According to your rating, the suffering level was at 70 at the time when he became the president.
Our suffering level was, let me put it at 10. If our suffering level was at 10 when he came in, it has gotten to, it is now at 65. It actually went to 70.
Okay.
But now it's coming down now to 66. How
did it come back? What are the changes that has
made
it come
the speed,
from 70 to 65?
The speed, I'm saying now, because we sometime last year had to buy fuel at 1,001, 1,200 at some point, and things were like out of the blues. We couldn't afford most things. I bought last time I bought a bag of rice was 110,000. Before Tinubu became president, the last time I bought rice was less than 40,000. Okay, so rice like quadrupled in price, and every other thing followed. Indomie that we were buying less than 10,000, it almost got to 15,000 a carton, and that was under Tinubu. Okay. So since difficulty,
but has any of these prices reduced now?
That's what I'm saying. Now the rate of the reduction is very, very infinitesimal. So it is not enough for Tinubu to start blowing trumpet, because the sufferings persist. Nigerians are still haven't gotten the feel of this fuel subsidy removal. What are the gains? What have we gained? How many refineries, how many factories do we have now? How many jobs have we provided for our children? And we are thinking that, with this stoppage of subsidy payment, that we'll have refineries booming everywhere. We'll have factories everywhere. How many factories do we have? How many industries do we have opening up? Other than that, we hear them closing, and our youths have no jobs and jumping out of the country with every opportunity they see. Some of them going out to become slaves and stranded in other countries. That they have, many times our citizens have to be shipped back. Many of them in prisons in other countries and all of that. Yahoo business is like thriving because youths have no job. What has the president or the administration done to channel this energy that our youths have in doing this Yahoo thing to something very positive in the IT industry? Okay, how many have we had that? Okay, from the gains, the money saved from payment of subsidy, had used to maybe open factories where our youths can be empowered to maybe send some of our youths abroad to China to go and learn how to produce giant tech and all of that. Then give them maybe 4, 5, 6 years or 10 years contract. When they learn, return them back to Nigeria. Let us have change what P2B called brain gain instead of brain drain. So I have not seen the clear policy of the president that has favored the youth so much. I am not seeing it at all. Other than if there's any youth that's enjoying under Tinubu, it must be Seyi Tinubu, his son, who is now moving with the convoy bigger than that of the governor. So, and then his daughter, the Yaloja of Nigeria. So, if actually it is not, it is let the dividend of democracy not just be in the mouth of our leaders. Let it come from the mouth of the people who are led, the followers. And let us see youth showcasing How many under 40, under 30 youths have shown us that, look, this is my factory, courtesy of government. I now employ over 1,000 persons. Oh, this is my car that I manufactured with courtesy of government support. And I have this and that. This is the TV I have put. Well, let's see this thing happen. No, it shouldn't come from the mouth of the president. And if it's about that fuel is coming down, I don't think that one should be enough for President Sabulon. Because the amount, the reduction is just little. It's nothing to compare to what we are suffering. If we are buying fuel less than 250, for instance, in less than 2 years, and less than 1 year, we started buying fuel at over 1,000 naira. Now we are still buying fuel at 960, and you're telling me that we should clap for you. What is there to clap for when we are still suffering? Nothing has gained. The salaries of workers that they increased from 30 to 70 got lost with the to inflation. Because what 30,000 naira could afford during 2021 and 2022, 100,000 naira may not even afford it today. So there's nothing. People are still very much suffering, Mr. President. Don't come and over blow the trumpet. Do more work and let us feel the impact of your governance before 2027 comes.
Okay, if we talk about the 2027 that's coming, David Umahi, the Minister of Works, has come to say on behalf of the President that the people of Ebonyi, including the people of Nigeria, are solidly behind him, and nothing will ever make him not to bring that position back as the President of the country, because he has done so much. You know, Uzo Kalu, the former governor of Abia State, has also followed suit in that instance. But we've had lots of criticism against this present-led administration from former governor of Rivers State, Chibike Amechi, even El Rufai, John DQ, criticizing the policy of this present-led administration. Only if you would have to hint on the criticism aspect, you know, considering that to an extent, it seems like this present-led administration does not give space to criticism in that way, because there was a time that an allegation of certain funds were tied to El Rufai during his time as the governor of the northern state, Kaduna State. Thank you. You know, they said that a railway that was supposed to be fixed for that particular time wasn't fixed, so there was a misappropriation of fund. And this came amidst the whole criticism from him to the present-led administration. In that instance, after the statement has been made by the president, do you think that most criticism that comes from Nigerians will also be taken, or it will just be pouring water on the rock, or using a basket to fetch water, if the case may be?
Well, I take criticisms serious if they are coming from people. Cowed into doing the dictates of those who are those in government who are the captors. From the judiciary to INEC, the police have all been captured. When I mean captured, they are now accustomed to act according to the dictates and the whims of the president and those who are within the corridors of power. That is why our courts these days, like the Apex court, is giving judgments that surprise citizens and keep us in perpetual awe. Because you check, it is difficult to see any judgment of the Supreme Court that is actually not in support of what the powers that be wants. As soon as the president wants anything, the matter goes to the court, the Supreme Court immediately, with immediate alacrity, he will give a judgment that will support what the president wants. There's no two ways about it. If the president does not want it, or person close the president does not want it, you see the judgment is tailored towards giving, towards servicing and appeasing those who have captured these our institutions. And to me, that's what's worried Nigeria. And these are our politicians, Erufai and all. That's what she's worried about. It's worried about 2027 election, because with this that I'm seeing, there will be no 2027. There will be no credible election in 2027. I dare say this. I kid you not. The state institutions have been captured. The INEC, as it is today, is purely captured. The police is captured. The judiciary, with all due respect to the elected justice, is a captured institution. So they will only produce the desired result of those of their captors, and that's what will happen in 2020. And if indeed the opposition people, those who are planning and strategizing to contest and wrestle power from the current president, if they don't know this by now, they don't know anything. And that should be where the energy should be. The energy should not be campaigning for 2027. The energy should be making sure that the election of 2027, the institutions are set free, so that the election of 2027 will be free and free indeed. If not, they will do all they will do. At the end of the day, police will do their own for the state captors. Army will do their own for the state captors, in the interest of the state captors. INEC will do their own for the state captors and the interest of the state captors. Then at the end, if the judiciary will finalize it for the state captors and interest of the state captors. If the Erufais, the articles and the Amichis, all of them who are planning, and which of course they should plan because it's part of democracy. Without this, in fact, it is better to have strong institutions than strong men. What we have now are strong men who are strong enough to determine what our institutions will do, be it the courts, be it the police, be it the INEC. The institutions that are supposed to be independent and unbiased are no longer independent and unbiased, and that is the problem we're having in Nigeria. And our leaders should focus. The fight should not be about having an election in 2027, because I kid you not, there will be no any credible election in 2027 if it just continue like this. Their energy should be channeled towards ensuring that this state capture syndrome is completely challenged, and state institutions, the independence and credibilities of institutions of the critical institutions of state like the judiciary, the INEC, and the police are saved and removed from the strongholds of these state captors.
Thank you so much on this. Thank you on your analysis on this. Back to Ferdinand. Moving forward, Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Ali Patel, announced on Monday that the federal government has approved a $1 billion facility to support all 36 states in addressing the challenge of child and maternal mortality in the country. Patel stated that the federal government is also upgrading 774 healthcare facilities nationwide to serve as referral centers capable of providing free treatment for emergency obstetric complications. The minister disclosed this during the flag-off of the co-creation workshop on the Ogun State Maternal and Newborn Mortality Reduction Innovation and Initiative held at Oke Mosan, Abeokuta. Patel explained that the recently approved $1 billion facility aims to incentivize states to achieve significant reduction in child and maternal mortality. He reaffirmed his administration's commitment to maternal and child health, stating that his government has increased the health sector's budget allocation to 13%, employed over 800 healthcare professionals to strengthen manpower, and provided 80 tricycles for emergency transport services in rural areas. How does that 800 medical professionals, 80 tricycles, well, $1 billion, I just want to get your thoughts on this, please, what you have to say.
Okay, the tricycles and 800, I think there's been something that a particular state government did.
Provided
the $1 billion is what the Minister for Health is saying that they are providing to assist and curb infant and maternal mortality, which is a good thing. The federal government is planning, according to the news, to partner with state and local government and ensure that states and local government are incentivized in terms of um, encouraging them to reduce, set up systems and take steps to reduce infant and maternal mortalities in their respective states and local governments. And again, the thing is supposed to be done on a reward basis. So they will look at the state and look at what you have done in terms of preventing infant mortality, and then they will now support you. Which I don't think that should be. I don't think that is good. I think they should. I think the federal government should invest this 1 billion. There's something bad in making coming. If you are waiting for state government to do, and when they do, you will now encourage them by giving them other grant or something. Most state government may not be bothered about doing that, and most local government may not be bothered about doing all of that. And then who suffer? Who suffer are the people who are in those states that the government are not minded to do those things. So I think what the government should do, federal government and Ministry of Health should do, is to have a policy where all the state governments will be made to provide either hospitals or land where they can build a model mother and child hospital or facilities where mother and child can be catered for in such a way that infant and maternal mortality will be reduced. Or if it has to be by way of grant and providing facilities for the where we have facilities already, maybe funding them to make sure that they perform optimally. The Minister of Health could set up a model for which these monies can be disbursed and then monitored to ensure that the project is realized. That way, everybody gets what. Because once hospital is provided, citizens and those who are looking for health care wouldn't care whether it was provided by federal government or state government, or they just enter and enjoy the services provided. So that's what I think should be. And again, too, it's not just why it's okay to focus on reducing infant and maternal mortality. They also look at equipping and upgrading the healthcare facilities we have in tertiary institutions like the teaching hospitals, federal university teaching hospitals we have in all the states. You know, you go to all the accident and emergency wards of our house, you see that so much more needs to be done. You go to UPTH, and I'm sure many other teaching hospitals across Nigeria, you see that there's so much more money that can be invested there to improve the healthcare services and the quality of this care service in these facilities. So I think the minister and the Tinubu's government should actually invest more on health, because life first. When you go to our public hospitals, you see actually that Nigerians who are sick and who are suffering from different level of health are just at the mercy of God. Because when you go to these facilities, just go to the A&E ward of UPTH, for instance, and stay there for an hour and see, that actually so much more will need to be done to rescue the health sector in Nigeria, and it will require so much funding. And I'm not just saying that it's so just like that with UPTH. I'm sure it's also like that too across all the tertiary health institutions in Nigeria. So let the ones who have be equipped so that the quality of health care delivery and services will be beneficial to everybody who cannot afford to travel abroad for medical treatment, or go to serious private hospitals for healthcare concerns.
Thank you on that. You made mention of disbursing these funds and monitoring them to make sure they are adequately utilized in that instance. Let's go back at the medical quality, the facilities we have in the country, the brain drain issue is still ongoing. In as much as the president has come to, employ 774 fellows from the healthcare. Why not first off tackle the um the basic need, which is improving these facilities that already been there. I made mention about the 800 personnel, the professionals that are actually put there because of the fact that if we check, most doctors are still complaining of the ones that are still in the system of underpayments, late payments, lack of attention on healthy environment. What is the guarantee that those ones that have been put now will actually be catered for? It's not just coming about out to a mark $1 billion over to tackle mother-child of maternal mortality in the country when you have not actually taken steps in order to do the necessary needs that has to be done. I just want to get your thoughts on this quickly before we call it a day on this instance, please.
Well, the thing is, let the government understand that healthcare is one of the organs by which government performs its very basic responsibility and duty to the people, which is protection of lives and property. Healthcare has to do with lives, or lives has to do with healthcare. So if the government means well for its people, we should be able to encourage our local hospitals, which includes our doctors, our nurses, and those all health workers, to be able to bring in their best. Okay, and you do that by making sure that their welfares are well taken care of and accommodated, and then healthcare facilities are upgraded, and Nigerians are supported to set up our government invest in healthcare technologies or assist Nigerians to invest in business of healthcare technologies and innovations. So we can have some of these high-end medical equipment being produced in Nigeria and supplied here in Nigeria.
Okay.
So I think government needs to make a very bold statement in terms of health, and the only way to achieve that is to insist on leadership by example, where our president should be able to start by, if it will make it a policy of the APC's administration. There's a president to have a hospital where they will treat him or take service his health in Nigeria, so that we'll see our president leaving Nassau Rock and going to a place in Nigeria, a hospital in Nigeria that he built, to get the world-class treatment. If he does that, he can jokingly or politically make all the other governors
on Facebook and YouTube, on Atlantic Television Network, on Instagram and TikTok, on Atlantic TV Network 1, on Twitter, on Atlantic TV Net. You can watch us live on our website at www.atlantic.net. TV. Do not forget that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Open conversation comes so shortly. Do not go away. I am Chidima Wandike.